Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect, where in the previous episode we planned out this, which is our proposed design for the upcoming prison build. Not a lot of feedback in regards to this plan, and most people seem to be fairly happy with it. There's no real glaring things or problems. There's a couple of things I didn't plan off, which some people were a bit concerned about, that I may have missed things like the common room and such, but there's enough space to put things where they need to go. We may end up altering this back bit here where we've got these entranceways because, well, they're a little bit redundant, and I actually agree. So we may get rid of that, and I may actually get rid of these two cells, and then in here put maybe, say, I don't know, like a holding cell or something. I haven't really fully decided, but we don't really care about that at the moment because we are going to go to grants and basically start building this thing. So we're going to go for the basic detention centre and administration centre as well, which requires holding cell, shower, all that sort of stuff. Administration centre is officers, wardens. So we're going to work on the administration centre first. It's still going to be several episodes before we actually get any prisoners. So yeah, just please bear that in mind. I want to have this as a office wing, and I'm going to start with the officers at the back here. So this will be the warden's office, so it'll be a 4 by something, so there's that in. Then this is going to be a corridor, and we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus the warden. Let me double check to make sure that's correct. Expand that, so we'll have the, where is it? It'll be a warden, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and psychiatrist. Don't think we need a psychiatrist, but I am going to put another one of these in anyway, just in case. So that'll be there, fine. And this will be probably the staff room. Seems about right. Okay, let's just go to walls and doors and discuss the buildings that we're going to use. Sorry, the walls and stuff we're going to use, because obviously we were going to use maybe the standard stuff, but there was a lot of discussion in the comments regarding what type of walls we can use, and it was between the wall classy, which is the blue stripes, and the wall Utani. Now, the wall Utani is more sci-fi, and the classy may work quite well, but I don't know whether that's going to look okay for the full thing. In terms of flooring, obviously go for, that is Quick Islands, go for maybe cargo floors and the blues, because that'll complement the look of the buildings. So anyway, with that said and done, I think we'll end up using, if we've got foundations more here, I don't want to use the minsec wall, although that might look quite nice as well. I'll tell you what, let's go with the wall classy blue stripes for this centre here, because this is all for like the officers and such anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So over to walls and doors, and then doors, and we've got many different types of doors, but it's just going to have to be for this just a staff door. So staff door will go in the top here, and they're going to obviously crack on with that as well. The overall wall on the outside we will place, so I'm going to go to walls and then fence with grass underneath. So there we are. We're not going to use the picket fence or anything like that because, well, that would be absolutely that would be very silly of us. So it doesn't take much to build all of this. As you can see, it's quite a cheap bit of building here. So we're going to build up to there, and then that door will be, it'll be the jail doors. But what sort of jail doors do we want? We could go with the jail door or the grey ones. The grey ones might fit in better. The white ones, I don't know actually. Let's just quickly go over to the walls there. If we were going to use, say, the stripes, that one there, and actually between, let's rule out the Utani. We'll put it between these two, between the minsec. It says minsec, but that's blue, and obviously our colours. Does it show our prisoners here? No, it doesn't show the colours of the intake, and I can't actually see in here because we haven't got the stuff researched. So yeah, it's going to be between these two, and what would complement those two? I think probably the white or the grey. Most likely the grey. It's a bit more subtle, but this is all aesthetic. That's, you know, it's not something that I'm not too fussed around. Anyway, max speed this out and let this crack on. We have 50,000 generic units of currency and actually receiving 2,485 per day. I'm going to go to staff and to workmen. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 more workers there. I'm just going to reduce that down. And it says I've got something in here that I've not yet looked at. You can see it says there's a plus down the bottom there. I'm guessing if I open this up, oh yeah, there's like wooden barrel and good grief, mooring bollard. Yeah, a lot of this is not showing because we've got these turned off, so because we're not running this part of the DLC. And you've got like tray dispensers and Wow, cake stands. Actually, no, all these dining booths are in the game for this DLC. There's a grass road bridge. Don't think we'll be doing road bridges. I really like the idea of them, and historically they just didn't work. There was many problems with them. Speaking of problems, one of the reasons why I'm not getting prisoners, the main reason is that, we haven't built the thing yet, but also, as per the usual releases, there are the odd bug. I should say there is the odd bug here and there in the game. So yeah, I'm just waiting for those to be patched out before we get some prisoners and such. But we're still following our standard procedure of building. Speaking of building, this is now in. We did have auto light turned on, which has been about right. Let's go over to the walls here, and then this is going to be the blue classy walls. And I'm just going to build at the top, and then maybe this bit here, because I only need 2 rooms. So I'm going to type in office, and we'll put some CS office up the top there, and also get one of our staff members, otherwise known as the warden. So one warden is hired. We will go over to our objects, scroll right in, and obviously it's highlighting all the stuff that can be used in here, and most of it is garbage. I'm going to place probably the desk in this corner. Quite like the look of that, and then 3 filing cabinets at the top because we can. Speaking of all of that, let me go ahead and place in this office as well. We'll place an office desk there, and then finally a chair in there as well. And this is office, and there's also a Polaroid there of the warden who looks very concerned, or totally disinterested. I can't really tell which one, but there we are, and that means now we can go to office again and place said office in there. That means we can also now get nothing because we haven't unlocked it. So over to bureaucracy, and we will unlock finance through the bureaucracy. I'm not going to select anything else, but I will go to our objects here, and no, it's not in objects, it's in walls and doors. They did change that, and I keep on forgetting. That can go there, that can go in there, and obviously I'll just clone this down most likely. We'll see. So this is now surrounded. No, it's not, because they haven't placed in the door. So walls and doors, and then doors. I think we are going to go with the grey because it's a bit more fitting for what we have, and that should then give us a ticky box on the yard, I think. Are we going to get that? Yards need to be behind a closed door. So the yards are not behind a closed door. I disagree. I think they are. One second. Let's go to objects right at the bottom for a start and sell. I'm just going to sell all these logs because they're just hanging around. So these yards secure behind at least 1 door. What do they think that is? Lock shut. I thought that was that getting completed there, but it wasn't. It was just the administration centre stuff done. Build a yard. Yeah, okay. Looks like it did actually work. Right, good. I'll just remove that little bit of planning there. And we'll hire an accountant. So there is 1 unit of accountant, and that gives us that grant completed. So that's 5 grand, 48,000 in our pocket. Bureaucracy, we're going to go for a bank loan and extra grand. And the warden will go for security, psychology, health, maintenance, and that'll do for now. And they're going to obviously crack on with that. We can go for more grants. Specifically, we'll go for the long-term investment because it takes the longest time, and we'll wait for that. Let's also work on things like the basic detention centre. So we need a holding cell. We're not going to build that yet. We do need a shower, which we can build. Obviously, utilities we haven't yet got, so we'll have to have a look at that in a moment. But let's just put in at least some of the shower rooms. So walls and doors, and the classy I don't think would work here. So I think maybe go with either the white or the concrete. I don't like that decayed one. I think a tiled wall will actually look very well in this area, so I'm going to put the tile wall in. This is probably the only place we'll use it, or obviously the other shower as well, naturally, but yeah, let's just go ahead and place in the shower head, and that's technically all we need, but it doesn't cost much. Costs 560 to go across there, and the drain is a similar prospect. There you go. So that's one side of the shower done, and that'll be a ticky box anyway, so that's job done. Right, back over to planning then, and over to here, and I'm going to think about what we need in terms of utilities. So I'm going to budget for Well, I'm not going to put any green energy in, so I'm not going to work with transformers. We're not going to go down that route, so we'll ignore that. But over to objects, and we need a 5x5, which is that. So that is one set. That's one power generator with the capacitors. That's another, and then we have the 3x3 for the water pump. So that is one bit there. I've budgeted for 2, just in case we do some expansion, and even then, we will probably need it for some of these rooms, like the customer-facing stuff. So, yeah, we'll have to check that out. I keep forgetting the name of it. It is the restaurant and the bakery, yeah. So that's in there. And what else do we need? Well, we would like an armory. So we can place an armory in here. If we were to extend that like that, would we be able to get an armory in? We very much would be able to get an armory in. And do we want to have the armory that small? Or we could just get rid of that. I don't even know if we're going to have an armory, to be honest. Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll go for armory. And an armory is minimum size of nothing. But I think what's gonna really change it up is the kennel, which I think is a distance of 5. Yeah, 5x5. That is not 5. It's 4. Not 6, but 5. And then 4. No. Right. So we need a kennel. Kennel can go in the back here, maybe. Means you having to go through the buildings in order to get to it. I don't really mind that. Having to go through the armory is a little bit of a problem. Let's budget for an armory in here. Okay. 12x4. Kennel's in here. Maybe a little bit bigger. There. 10. And then this is the security office. There. What am I missing? I'm definitely missing something. We all knew this. But what do I need in here? Security, yes. Kennel, yes. Armory, yes. Staff room, yes. Infirmary, no, it's in here. Cleaning cupboard there. Classroom, no. Forestry level, shop mail room, pantry, no. Can't see it. Can't see what else I would need. Okay, let's work on that principle. More. Classy. 9 grand. 23 grand we're on. Requires an entranceway. I will place an entrance in. It will be a jail door. Or a staff door? Staff doors. And we can actually use double staff door there. Should probably put a double staff door there. It'd look a lot better, wouldn't it? Yeah, let's do that. And dismantle. I should point out that there, when I originally saw that back in there, actually probably a couple of patches ago, I think, I went, oh cool, I've added double doors. No, it's just a quick build for 2 single doors. That's not a problem. It's just I was a bit thrown by it. I'm thinking, hang on, that's a bit weird, but it is what it is. So we have a shower and we have a yard. And we also have a little ding-a-ling noise to signal that we have... Oh, not researched the thing that I thought we had. We now have maintenance, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. Obviously, there is a lot of building to undertake here, and it's coming down here. What I'll do is build the first one and the power pump, and then we'll run the electrical cable up here, and then this will sort of spur off along this area, and then later on we'll build and then do this one. I should have really built this first, the shower. I could always dismantle this and move it, but, well, I'm not. It's not strictly necessary. If you are new to the series, yeah, I know there's some, it does throw people sometimes. I like to plan what you saw on the previous episode, assuming you watched that, and then build sequentially from there, and not just get prisoners and build little add-ons. I try to design the overall product and then build from there. This is not the final thing, I should point out, actually. This is like version 1 of it, and this probably will change as we build throughout the course of the series, and then obviously we can think about expansion, which we haven't really discussed, but we have got very much room for expansion with, if we expand to the left, obviously we can just increase that along, and then there's walkways going there, similar for the top and bottom, but not to the right. I don't think we'll be able to expand to the right because there's no provision for it, but there you are. So yeah, this is how we do it. You know, people sometimes find this a bit boring, and I can totally understand that because, you know, we're not getting prisoners, we're not dealing with all the fighting stuff and things like that, but it is what it is. If it's not for you, then no harm, no foul. I just prefer to build this way. We have done series in the past, especially early on. And when I say early on, I mean like sort of 8 years ago. Probably, where we would just build and get prisoners. And actually, to be fair, back in the day, you didn't have the option to. There was no way to turn off prison intake. It's just you had to build and expand, and there was no option. But as soon as we had the option to, and got more experience at planning and building, then we decided to do it this way. Anyway, over to max speed and less waffle to get this built. So you can see we now have some power. Yes, this is good. So over to our utilities, capacitors, and we'll put in 3 capacitors for the time being. We'll connect that up to there, I think. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'm just going to run this up to there, and that should be able to power all of that, including the water pump as well. Water is, it doesn't have a capacity, which I always thought was a bit strange. You have a certain max power output. So current output is 10 units, max power is 50. The max power will increase when we place the capacitors. But I always thought that, the water, you should have like head pressure or something where you can only go, you can only go so far with the pipes anyway, but the large pipes are just unlimited, and there's unlimited water that can be sent through that. I'm hoping that noise means we can get, yes, another grant, and I'm going to go for this time a short-term investment, which costs $5,000, but you get 15 grand off it. Actually, no, short-term and long-term are the same thing. 5 grand initial payment, but 16 grand in the completion bonus. So net is good on that one. Over to max speed to get them to crack on. Let them build. By the way, today's beverage is a nice, hearty and warming Bovril. Very nice indeed. So that's now in with the double doors. I quite like these classy ones. I think I'm going to avoid placing the classy ones in here. I think maybe these can be classy, but the cells, I don't think it would look right. So we shall see about that one. That is now in. So current power output 73 units, max power production is 200 units. Good. Kitchen, canteen and a holding cell is required, and at least 2 guards and 2 cooks. So, in order to do that, we need to build this building. Oh dear. Do I want to use the tiled wall? I quite like the tiles. And a lot of this will be tiles anyway. $18 grand to build that. 18 grand. We do not have 18 grand to build that. So we can, if we wanted to, cheap out a little bit and only build a small amount temporarily. Don't normally like that. Can we get the basic detention centre grant done? I think we probably can. We'd have to take out a bank loan. Maximum loan is... Maximum loan is 2,500. I'm going to take that loan out. That still doesn't give us enough money to build everything we need, but it will start increasing our credit rating, which means we can then get an increased bank loan up to, I believe, 20,000. Yeah, 20,000 generic units of currency, I believe. Okay, so we have all of the warden's office in and the accountant's office. We have got the extra grant, but we are still waiting for the short and long-term investment. We do need a kitchen and canteen in, and then the other stuff as well. Holding cell is going to be fairly simple because I'm probably just going to create this one for now. In fact, let's have a quick look at that. So holding cell, we can place it in here. And there we go. It's not enclosed, so I will need to enclose that. So we can go to walls and doors, put these blue stripe ones across it. I'm going to put there and there because this is going to be a double door. So doors, double staff door goes in there. That will then be classed as enclosed, and we need a toilet and a bench. So objects, scroll in. So we'll go for a standard bench, and, well, there's no such thing as a non-standard toilet in the game. Ironically, I put it right on the light. That's not ironic. That's, yeah, coincidental. But yeah, that's a holding cell. So we now got that as a ticky box. This is good. Over to bank loan, we can increase this to 10 grand. I will do that. Up to 20 grand. Actually, that's fine. Yep, that's fine because we're still on positive daily cash flow. Don't really want to go under that. Walls and doors. And... no, foundations. What do I want this to be? Let's set our stall out. So, I think walls classy. This can be walls classy because it sort of fits in with that. It's customer facing. It seems to work fine. The cell blocks, we're not going to have wall classy. Most likely it's going to be wall min sec because it's that blue colour. Or white or concrete. This, I don't think classy either. But I do like the tiles. But it does cost 90. The classy is cheaper. It's getting classied. I really don't want it to be classy, but I can't really afford the tiles. The green classy would have been better for you, but it's the blue. We're going with the blue theme, aren't we, for this? Right. Wall min sec for the cell blocks. The tiled wall is nice there. These are all classy. Having that classy as well, it'll probably look okay. Okay, let's say it's 18 grand. 18 grand. It says the same. 50 a square metre. 90 a square metre. Someone's lying to me, surely. Hang on. Walls. 50. 90. Out of interest, building brick, 18. It's the same thing. It's not charging me for the walls, is it? It's not charging me for the walls. I think tiled wall it is then. Unless that building foundations, then the steel, and then it'll buy the walls probably. Oh well, we'll have to see what happens. We have a loan of... That's about right. Yeah, then Spot brought in more steel. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen here. We'll have to try. Did I just right-click on that by accident? No, I didn't. Back in the day, you would lose all of that as well, and you have to buy it again. Luckily, you don't get that anymore. Over to our double-staff door, and that will not go anywhere because I can't afford it, so I'll just press escape and sit back and wait. But yeah, that's now in. I will... wait for that to be done. That's then a kitchen canteen, and then I'll hire the guards and cooks, and then we'll get 10 grand. By the time this is built, though, the short-term investment will be done. And to be fair, if we wanted to, we can increase the bank loan. Oh, actually, maximum loan rating is 22,500. So, actually, yeah, you can go a lot more with a bank loan. I wonder how much you can go for a bank loan. I'm not too sure, but I'm not going to get any more. You can see our reform stuff in here. This is all something we covered in episode 0. So we'll touch on that more as we get into the series, specifically when we get some prisoners. Finance, we got prisoner wages and such, which we are not going to touch for now. Valuation, what we on? It is valued at minus 10 grand. To be fair, it is a piece of waste ground with a fence around it. So, but the generator's nice and working, so we got that going for us, which is nice. We can probably weigh that in if we need to. Regime, we should probably have a quick look at the regime. So I'm going to change this standard procedure to free time across the board like so, and then we'll do it there. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. We'll go for a bit of shower time, and then 2 hours of eat, followed by work/free time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lock up right in the middle like that. Totally messing this up. Work/free time 1, 2, 3, 4, and then after that, bit of free time, followed by some more eat, and then yeah, a lot of people like, oh, hang on, you're eating it between like 9 and 11. Yeah, prisoners don't seem to mind, but there you are. Right, this requires an entrance way, so I'm going to have to get that bank loan increased. That's a 4 grand bank loan, but we now are on negative daily cash flow, which is a wee bit concerning. Anyway, walls and doors, over to our doors, double staff door, turn that round, put that in there. Obviously, we will have the jail doors in here as well, so it's going to be large grey jail doors, so I'll place those in as well. As standard, those are all locked open until we get the first prisoner, so there's no problem with the staff, because these workers here, they have a staff key, but they don't have a jail door key. So you have to bear that in mind. All that's now built, and then we're going to spend £1 million on lights. That might be a bit of an over-exaggeration, but we are spending at least some on the lights there. Just going to remove the planning, and let us go for the kitchen and canteen, and basically get this grant done. So we want to have a kitchen, which we will clicky, draggy, and place that in there. The canteen will also be a similar affair. It's going to be in here, and remove that section across there. You can either scribbling as we're placing all of that, and you know what, I might as well just place it there and remove that, and place it in there, and then remove that, and yep, that is now in. Right, so the kitchen requires cookers and fridges, and that says fridge / tall fridge actually. So let's plan this out. Where, to be fair, there's no place we can leave the kitchen and start serving stuff. So over to objects. If it was a 5x5 there, we could go for a, what was it, to be 26. That actually works out quite well. So we've got 15 to there, and then 10 there, and then there's your entrance. Oh, that actually works out very nicely. The problem is we haven't got... This is not very secure, you may notice. As in, if that's a door there, if it kicks off, they can very easily get into the kitchen. But there's a staff door there, so they can do that as well. Okay, because this is reform, we are going to have to trust the prisoners not to steal loads of knives. Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? They're just going to nick everything. So we've got metal detectors there. So we will have to have metal detectors around the back here. So let's just budget for that now. There we are. That's now being budgeted for. Object, no, planning first. We can go for back here. 1, 2, and then bins. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 sinks, and then bins either side. That seems to work out quite well. These are cookers, and then fridges. But does it say fridge / tall fridge? Tall fridge requires farming. Okay, standard fridges it is. Form factor of 2x1. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gap, 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea. Something like that, I think. So that, and that. That, and that, and that. Good. But I don't think we have enough cookers. So, most likely, remove those, remove those. Cookers would go down there, cookers would go down there. Remove those fridges. That's a big row of fridges, big row of fridges. That's probably enough. Okay. Yeah, we'll do something like that. I'm not too concerned at this stage of the game because a lot of this will be temporary. So that's going to go in there. Cooker's going to go in there. Fridge is going to go in there. And that's all I really care about for now. Insufficient funds. Darn it. Okay, let's go ahead and plan in here then. So this is our canteen. It says fridge, cooker. Did I designate all that as kitchen? Someone did designate all that as kitchen. And that someone is the idiot behind the mouse. So let's just fix that. There we go, that's much better. And the rest will be removed when we build the walls. Anyway, so I don't really need to do this. Yet, he still does it even though he said he didn't need to. Right, so look at that list. You can have all manner of things. You can have like wooden benches and such. We're not going to go that. We're going to go standard procedure, tables and benches. So it's going to be a 4x3. So it'll be like that sort of size. But how we're going to place these? Well, I like this area here. All of that to be phone booths and other such things. So let's run with that. 4x3 we can do there. Don't like it though because it's so close to that. So if instead, if it was this way instead, 4x3 there, then you'd have a nice gap. What if we just remove those and have it, would say, a bigger gap? That's better. Much prefer that. Don't think we need a gap of 2, though. Let's just see what this is going to look like. So, it's from here, on this edge. There's a ding-a-ling. Grant of some kind completed. 3 and 3 with a central corridor. I quite like that. I like that a lot. I haven't worked out capacity. But, I mean, you're talking 4, 8. It's alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8. Alright, 16, 32. 4. Oh, more than enough. More than enough. Right, we're fine. So we need to hire at least 2 guards, 2 cooks, and finish this off. 216 generic units of currency in order to finish this and the grant, which I know is not enough, but I will place these in nonetheless. Even if we get 1 extra bank loan, which we will have to get, but I'll wait until these are done. And then we have the pressure of what do we do? Do we hire and fire? How do we want to do this? So, canteen is... Oh, requires serving table. Of course it requires serving table. Right, we'll increase our bank loan a bit. And then serving table, which will go in here. Actually, you know what? The serving tables are 20 each. There's no reason not just to place them all. So there we are. We haven't obviously put walls around this, so we are ticking the boxes like, yes, technically we've done what the government requires, I think. Or whoever's setting these things. So let's just go to staff and to cooks, and we'll go 1, 2, and then to a guard, 1, 2, and there we go. That is our 10 grand payment, which is good. We now have all of this stuff here. So cell block A, visitation rights, reform push initiative, baking. You know, some of this is new as well to me. We're going to go with staff wellbeing initiative, which is almost complete. It requires a staff room and 5 guards without assigned duties. I will just hire them. The problem with that is that the guards' wages are 100 per day, so if I hire them all and then fire them, it means that if we then have to rehire them within 5 days, I've actually lost money, but if we go over that, we'll have, you know, saved money. I think we're going to hire and fire. There is another grant, however, to take into account, which is MaxSec infrastructure. No, it's not. Where would it be? I think is it MaxSec? Increase the size of your security force. Yes, MaxSec infrastructure. That is to place CCTV and such, which we won't because we haven't got fog of war on. Body armor and tasers, which we will get eventually. And increase the size of the security force. I think it's to 10. But we won't be doing that within 5 days. Okay, that actually makes things fine. And the cook is a similar thing, so we will be firing those. Right, let's get this done, this staff room. A staff room requires a drinks machine and a wide sofa. Sofa wide. I'm going to place the drinks machine up the top here because, quite frankly, I'm sick of not looking at them directly. They're very pretty, but I always put them side on. So we've got one in there, and we'll have a sofa wide, which will be in, well, there. I guess, just there you are. And then that is technically the staff room completed. We'll go to our staff. I sadly will be paying wages at 12 o'clock, so we'll wait till that passes, which is done. And then we'll go 1, 2, 3, and there's that grant done. And now we will do almost the unthinkable of going over to our staff and fire the guards and fire the staff. There we are. So that is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Over to our grants, and I'm going to decrease our bank loan by a little bit and then go back to grants and see what we can pick up. So we've got probably cell block A is the main one, although what would be the best thing to get? Oh yeah, security procedure certification. Shouldn't have fired them. Darn it. Okay. It is what it is. Visitation rights, no. Prison maintenance. Yeah. Cell block A is just money. I like money. We'll get that. And decrease our bank loan. Maximum loan is 90. I'm going to take a little bit of a loan out just to increase that credit rating. Alright, let's get some power ran in here. So power for this place will be ran straight up the middle, like that. And then preemptively along there. just to connect up these metal detectors. But the metal detectors in here will be connected, as will they be in there. Just going to go to planning and then objects. Just make sure that we know there. I'll probably forget when we come to it, but at least we've done something. And the shower's in. Water. So large pipes, I will run large pipe work. I'm going to run the large pipe up here. I'm going to run it across, down, and then actually continue along and look along there to the end. Similar thing, and then to there as well. Didn't need to do that, could have gone different routes, but that's fine. But it does mean the small pipe is just, it's that. There's the connection in for the shower. Right, that's not too bad. Let's go ahead then and go for some staff. A chief and a foreman. And we will unlock groundskeeping, cleaning, probably patrols, intelligence, deployment. And let's build these offices here. So walls and doors. So it's like that. Like that. Like that. And like that. Don't think we need to build all of them. But I'll put the walls in certainly. We'll pause it. Staff door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the officers designation. 1, 2, 3. There's the short-term investment completed. Good. We'll now pick up prison maintenance, because we're working on that anyway. Most of it will be done. Back to objects. Get these chairs in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These chairs, very expensive. 200 each. Normally would use the 30 chair, but they're just a bit better there. Office desk. Similar thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then filing cabinet. There you go. And as these get completed, everyone will move in. Right. I know there's a log there. And a notebook page. A couple people were asking what the notebook pages are. I could be getting this story wrong, but I think it's fairly accurate. When developing something else, I think it would have been not Darwin here. I can't remember the name of the game anyway. It was an introversion game, Subversion or something like that. It was struggling with things, and I think the developer Chris DeLay went on holiday to America, and then went to Alcatraz, and then went, ooh, we could make a game about like building prisons, and then all that notebook page, which is what you can access from Extra, I think. Game Bible, yeah, from here. All of this is what he did on the plane. Could be getting that wrong. Could be completely making that up, but it sounds about right. It's a good story, even if it is a fabrication. Foreman's office and Sheep's office now in. Sheep's office? Chief's office. So there's that sorted. Right, I think we will leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect and a fair bit of building. We've got the canteen and kitchen at least outlined. We've got all the planning done, which I'm happy about. Showers are in. I do like the colour of the walls. Main wall around the outside of the facility is in. Power blocks in, but we do need some more capacitors, which I will actually buy now because I really don't want them to go bang. 1, 2, 3. There's still things I haven't placed, like I've got no fire suppression in the kitchen, which I'm probably going to forget because I normally do, but at least we do have all of the offices and a nice way through the bureaucracy with 3 grants, one of them being completed in 72 hours and 55 minutes. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Prison Architect. Next episode we will crack on and continue with the building. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for alterations, changes and other developments, then by all means let me know in the comments. I can't promise I'll get to them all, and obviously if they're made after the recording, because I do record these a couple of episodes in advance at times, then, you know, it's maybe either delayed or or perhaps sadly missed. Either way, hope you have enjoyed this bit of Prison Architect. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.